Malawi, buckle up, because today's story is not your usual political gossip. Imagine this: APM, once the face of quiet diplomacy, suddenly being accused of mixing with the whites in ways that left people both shocked and suspicious. And somewhere in the background, there's this mysterious Mlimi Wasangalala, a name that's got everyone whispering, pointing, and laughing nervously over chambata plates. Welcome back to Global Pulse News, the news channel that doesn't just report headlines. We spin them, shake them, and serve them sizzling hot. Today, we dig deep into a tale that mixes politics, pride, and partnership. A story of joy, controversy, and the kind of kusangalala that makes everyone uncomfortable. So sit tight, grab your tea, and let's break it down, fact by fact, with attitude, insight, and that Malawian spice you love. Tieni, titenge pompindi. Jina loti Mlimi Wasangalala likumveka ngati ntano. Koma mkani menei, it's a coded reference that's shaking political tables. In local commentary, people are calling APM Mlimi Wasangalala, the farmer who is too happy because he's allegedly reaping from deals that ordinary citizens can't see. Rumors have been swirling that APM and his associates have been quietly aligning with certain foreign investors, Azungu, in economic projects that are raising eyebrows. According to local sources, these arrangements were meant to revive the economy, koma antu akuti, revival yati, tikungo wanandalama zikuta. Social media has turned it into a punchline, with memes saying, Mlimi Wasangalala, koma antu wakulira. But behind the jokes lies tension. Are these foreign links genuine development efforts or subtle forms of exploitation? This nickname, once innocent, has turned political, symbolizing power, privilege, and hidden satisfaction. If Mlimi Wasangalala symbolizes hidden happiness, then let's uncover what exactly is making these people so happy, because the next fact reveals the real deals in motion. Malawi's political scene has always danced between partnership and dependency. But this time, insiders claim the foreign involvement is not your typical aid or investment. Azungu ena akuti, they're here for partnership, but local watchdogs see profit disguised as help. Reports suggest that private companies, allegedly linked to Western backers, have been given access to agricultural land, energy concessions, and supply contracts. Government spokespeople frame it as foreign cooperation for development, but ordinary Malawians see Azungu smiling while local farmers struggle. Ena akuti, tikupanga transform ya economy, koma zikupindulira ndani. Indeed, if these deals don't uplift local producers, what's the point? People's confidence has dropped faster than maize prices after harvest. It's not just about money, it's about ownership. Who controls Malawi's destiny when foreigners call the shots behind closed doors? That's the million kwacha question everyone's whispering about. Now, if these deals are making the rich richer and the poor poorer, who exactly is benefiting? Spoiler alert, it's not the average Malawian. Kaya mukuru pirira kapena ai. Every deal has a face, and every smile has a motive. Sources claim the major beneficiaries of these partnerships are a small circle of elite businessmen, politically connected families, and foreign firms that know how to play the system. Imagine this: a handshake in a five-star hotel turns into a multi-million kwacha contract while villagers in Mchinji are still waiting for fertilizers. Malawians call it kusangalala kwa ena, kusauka kwa mbiri. Meanwhile, politicians defend the partnerships, saying they're about foreign investment confidence. But people aren't buying it anymore. One farmer interviewed said, Ziringati ndalama zikupita kuma pockets ena, osati kuma bwawo ya ulimi. And when the same faces keep appearing at every ribbon-cutting ceremony, it's hard not to wonder, is development just another PR photo? If people are smiling in secret, then surely there are others frowning in silence. Let's hear what the critics are saying about these mysterious alliances.
Critics and the opposition leaders are not keeping quiet. Enakuti,
APM's administration has become too comfortable letting Azungu control Malawi's agenda. They argue that national resources are being mortgaged through sweet-talking partnerships. The opposition says, tikufuna transparency, osati handshake ndi deal mu darkness. Civil society groups are now demanding reports on who signed what and under what conditions. Meanwhile, APM supporters claim this is just political jealousy. They argue that collaboration with foreigners is normal, that development requires external help. Koma antwena akuti, help without fairness, sithandizo, ndi ukapolo wandalama. Journalists have tried to access documents, but many remain classified. That silence, ironically, speaks louder than any press statement. But every political storm has a defense, and APM's camp isn't backing down easily. Let's see how they are spinning their story. In classic Malawian calmness, APM addressed the growing noise by saying the partnerships are part of economic transformation. Tikumanga Malawi watsobono, and transformation imafuna mapartnership apa dziko lonse. He emphasized that working with foreigners doesn't mean surrendering control. It means collaboration. His message, Azungu ndiye bale yatu, osati adani. Supporters echoed his tone, praising his vision to attract investment, but critics quickly responded, saying development shouldn't mean selling national dignity. The truth might be in the middle, because while some projects have potential, the secrecy surrounding them raises doubts. Enakuti, ngati zonse ndi zabwino, bwanji sitikuona maripota avo. Transparency remains missing, and in Malawi, once trust breaks, it doesn't fix easily. But while politicians argue and issue statements, the real judges are the people. So, what does the public actually think about all this? Malawians never disappoint when it comes to turning tension into creativity. Within hours, memes propped up online, one showing APM shaking hands with an Azungu and a caption reading, Mlimi Wasangalala, koma nkuku za kwatu zikulira. Across markets, conversations were buzzing. Some said, abana akuchita bwino, koma ndizaona. Others laughed bitterly, tikupanga diplomacy ya mafotoshoot basi. Civil society groups are now demanding reports on who signed what and under what conditions. Youths especially feel betrayed. They want jobs, not headlines. Farmers in Mzimba said, tikusangalala ndima contract, koma feteleza palibe. It's not hate, it's disappointment. The nation wants progress, but it also wants inclusion. The street talk is brutally honest. Ngati project awa ndi za Malawi, bwanji Azungu ndialele kuja kai. And that's the mood on the ground. But behind closed doors, the political pressure cooker is boiling. Let's check the heat inside APM's inner circle.
Sources close to the State House say tension is rising. Advisors are split, some urging APM to clarify the deals openly, others advising silence to avoid escalation. Silence, however, has its own consequences. Behind the smiles, insiders whisper of growing mistrust between departments. Some ministers feel excluded from key negotiations. Inakuti, zikone kangati decision-making ya kalayantu wawili kapena atatu basi. If this continues, internal fractures could widen. The opposition might exploit that, pushing for a motion of inquiry. For APM, this is more than bad PR. It's a loyalty test. Can he maintain control while under fire from both Azungu partners and homegrown critics? And while the politicians play chess, let's talk about what's really at stake for the economy, because the numbers tell a deeper story. At face value, foreign partnerships should boost the economy. Investments mean jobs, right? But economists warn that if contracts favor outsiders, the benefits vanish abroad. Reports from local analysts suggest that while GDP may rise on paper, poverty remains stubborn on the ground. The gap between Lilongwe's elites and rural farmers widens. Zimenezi zikutantauza kuti, ngakhale pa pepa zikone kangwino, mutumba mamuntuamba palibe kusinsai. In short, growth without equity is an illusion. Malawians are beginning to ask, kodi sindithathe kupanga zinthu toka? If money isn't reaching the people, then maybe this is more than economics. It's about trust. And that brings us to the heart of the matter, credibility. Credibility is like glass. Once cracked, it never looks new again. APM's administration now faces a perception crisis. Whether or not the accusations are true, the silence, secrecy, and mixed messaging have fueled doubt. Public trust is shrinking. Even loyalists are uneasy. When people no longer believe their leaders, every announcement becomes a punchline. APM needs a reset. Opening the books, engaging citizens, and allowing audits could restore faith. Otherwise, kusangalala kwa boma kungakala kwa kantawi kenako kudzakala kulira kwa antu. Every leader in Malawi knows perception is power, and right now, perception isn't smiling kindly. So what does this mean for APM's legacy and for Malawi's reputation as a democratic, sovereign nation? Every storm leaves lessons behind. For APM, this saga could define how history remembers him, either as the leader who welcomed progress or the one who compromised pride for partnerships. For Malawi, the takeaway is even bigger. Transparency must never be optional. Tianela kudiwa zomezi kuchitika ndi dziko latu. If this controversy sparks reform, stronger audits, open deals, citizen engagement, then it won't be in vain. But if it ends as another forgotten scandal, the cycle of dependency continues. APM still has a chance to rewrite the ending, to prove that working with Azungu doesn't mean losing identity, but that will require humility, clarity, and action. Malawi deserves leaders who smile not because deals are done, but because lives are improved. So, Mlimi Wasangalala, are we still smiling or are we just pretending while the rain falls on everyone else? So, there you have it, the full breakdown of Mlimi Wasangalala atamupangila zintu izi APM wapedwa kupatikiliza Azungu. A story of power, politics, and perception wrapped in one wild ride. Now Malawi, over to you. Is this collaboration or colonization in disguise? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video with your WhatsApp groups, and let's keep the conversation going. Hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and stay tuned for more fearless updates only on Global Pulse News. Because here, we don't whisper, we report with fire and flavor.